What's up everybody, it's Dean here from Our Gaming, and today we're going to be doing a few different drafts on stream. We're going to start off with a traditional Theros draft, best of three. We've had some really good luck with this set lately, especially in the best of three. Although a couple of days ago on stream we didn't do so well. I think we bombed out with one win or no wins in a blue-white deck. But let's see what we can do today. Okay, so this is our pack one, pick one. What do we think of this? So, just grab a screenshot of that. Perforce's Intervention. So this is a very nice removal spell. It hits creatures and it's sometimes relevant planeswalkers, and it can win the game by creating a X1 red elemental creature token that has trample and haste. It gets sacrificed at the beginning of the end step, but it can hit your opponent for quite a lot of damage. So that's our first option. Let's just get that saved. Although there also is a Utopia of the Twice Favoured. Now this is an exceptional card. It always seems to serve as well whenever we play it. And these are the kind of cards that you really need if you are doing those kind of blue-green constellation decks. You want as many of these in your deck as possible. Okay, so that's a great pick. In terms of removal, we've got a Dreadful Apathy, and a Mogus's Favour is potentially one of the other picks that we could be selecting right now. So I think out of all these, I mean, I always do like to try as many new cards as possible. But having said that, I think for me, my pick is going to be Utopia, the Twice Favoured, and hopefully we can go from there. Okay, so I'm just going to save the pack one, pick one, so I can ping it out to Twitter. Awesome. So, carrying on with the draft, we've got some excellent cards to choose from now. Now, I did mention in the last draft how I do like Sea God's Scorn. It's very slow, but it can get you over the kind of finish line. But for me here, the number one pick is going to be the Shimmering Chimera. Not only is it an enchantment which works really well with the Utopia, but it allows you to bring an enchantment back into your hand and play it again in the beginning of your upkeep. Now that can be extremely powerful, especially with the recursion, and we'll be putting multiple counters on our creatures, giving them flying and just piling in for as much damage as possible. So having said that, an easy Chimeras for myself here. Again, there's a Cetacean Training, Binding of the Titans. Both of these activate Utopia. So I think we're definitely quite favoured, twice favoured, to hopefully do well in this draft. So here there's a couple of picks. Alia's Forerunner is good in that it gives all of your other creatures trample. It's also an enchantment, so we're going to be wanting to try and pick up as many enchantments as possible here. Binding of the Titans. Each player puts the top 3 cards into the graveyard. You exile them from your opponents, and you gain life, and then you return a creature or a land from your graveyard to your hand. So that does allow us a little bit of recursion with Utopia. There's also the Hydra's Growth, which I think we've been through quite a few times now on stream. Lots of people don't like this card, but time and time again, I found it to really do win out games for me. Now, there's a potential that the previous binding might wheel, and so I think I'm going to take Hydra's Growth here and see if we end up playing it or not. It's not a dead cert for my decks, but I do really I do find more often than not it does allow us to win games. Okay. So here, although it would be really nice to run a Elspeth's Nightmare, it's not the kind of card that I want to splash for. Really, I do really want a heavy blue-green with those enchantments, as much flying as possible as well. So this will work really well with me playing enchantments. Hopefully each turn at the fault of the Chimera, in that this creature will gain flying, and it will be delivering those incremental pieces of damage. There's also a loathsome Chimera here that we could pick up. Hopefully that will wheel for us. So I'm more than happy with the Wave Rider. This is a very poor pack for us indeed, in that it doesn't have anything in our colours other than Gift of Strength, which we don't really want to be playing. It's got the uncommons still remaining, none of which are really going to serve us well. However, there is an option that I may splash a different colour, of course. Now, if I am splashing a different colour, the only different colour that I possibly would splash would be black. And so picking up this Omen of the Dead, getting the recursion of one of the creature cards would be what we would be looking for. It's also an enchantment, so I'm going to pop that in the sideboard. Okay, and here, again, there's nothing too much in our colours. It might be worth looking at potentially if we were just splashing green, perhaps. But we do have a Chimera. These can be quite strong, especially in a white heavy deck. Furious Rise, Inspired Awe, not the kind of cards that I want to play, and certainly not the kind of cards you want to play in blue-green. So I think I might take the Forerunner here. It's not as good as the Chimera in my opinion, but it does keep us on track, and hopefully we can get a substantial amount of playables. It's also an enchantment. Okay, so here again we're looking a little bit rocky for our colours, but we are getting towards the latter part of the pack now. There's Wings of Hubris, which can be exceptionally powerful. However, I think I want to pick up as many enchantment creatures as possible, and as such, I'm more than happy to take a Nyxborn Sea Guard. That 5 toughness really does come in handy. Okay, so here, Cetacean Petitioner. It's not the best card. It's not a enchantment, but it does get us that little bit of life gain, and it mixes our creatures up and gives us an extra 3-drop. Okay, so here, nothing too much for us. I'm not entirely sure that the Thundering Chariot is what we want to see in our deck, but happy to put it in the sideboard, and perhaps we do come back to it. I missed picking up the Wings, but here we go. I can pick that up now. And for me, never been too impressed with the Wave Mystic, but it does have a good interaction with the Wings. It does give that little bit of mill, but if you are against an opponent such who is black-green, it does just fuel their graveyard for them to use that escape mechanism. I'm not doing too bad for creatures, so I might just take a Memory Drain. It's something that we may or may not play. Plummet for the sideboard. Remember, we are playing best of 3, and here it doesn't matter too much what we're picking up. So not a bad start for us, not a bad start at all. However, in this pack, there's not a lot for us at all. So our rare is Treacherous Blessing. So this is the enchantment that enters the battlefield and you draw 3 cards. But whenever you cast a spell, you lose a life until you target this enchantment with a spell or ability. And as such, I think what I might do is just pick up our first for meaning. It's always useful to have card draw, and we will have lots of enchantments to discard should we feel the need. Omen of the Forge is a nice pickup if we were in red, and there's also a Soul Reaper of Mogis for those of us that might be playing in black. Sea God Scorn, as I mentioned, it can be a good card, but it is very expensive. So I think Thirst for Meaning here, just to go through my deck a little bit quicker, is what I want. Here, there's an option of a Shoal Kraken. So this allows us to draw and discard, but for me, I think I'm more than happy to pick up this Typhon. It allows us to make use of any of the cards that do enter our graveyard, and personally, I find it to be one of the better green commons. The only downside here, of course, is that it's not an enchantment. As I mentioned, picking up the Bindings of the Titans is relatively strong. So here I'm going to grab that, especially to start filling up this 2-drop. And although I am happy to play a Brine Giant, we very rarely cast it for the full 7, of course, especially in a deck such as this. Here I think I'm happy to play the Calliope. One of the key reasons that we want to pick up a Calliope in this kind of deck is that, yes, it is an enchantment, and when you do get to turn 5, if this is out, your opponent can't be playing Final Death, okay, unless they've got some sort of ramp in the form of a creature that taps for mana. And that buys you an extra turn, especially if you've got a Hydra's Growth on a creature or the equivalent. So let's pick up Calliope, and here for a second Chimera, that's huge for us. These are definitely the cards that we want to see. A second one of these is really big game, as it means that we can be picking up these enchantments, playing them, adding more counters through the Utopia, and hopefully hitting in with that damage in the air. Okay, so here I don't really want to pick up a Memory Drain, and Ashok's Erasure isn't really the best in draft, okay? And as such, maybe Omen of the Hunt is where we want to be. So there's Siona. Here we can be grabbing these auras, playing them, and whenever an aura you control becomes attached to a creature, you create a 1/1 white human, which combining this with the chimeras, you know, is really strong because we're creating these 1/1s each and every turn. How are we doing for splashing? So we do have the binding, but we're not really splashing any other way, are we? I'm gonna pick it up at the expense of the green omen, but we'll see. Here, Shoal Kraken's fine. Again, it's not an enchantment creature itself, but it does allow us to kind of draw cards later on in the game. So the Singer, it does what we want to in terms of being a creature in the air, and it is a 2-drop. Target creature an opponent controls gets -X until the end of turn, where your X is devotion to blue, so that can become a combat trick as well. Although the Itchy Fish is certainly an enchantment, which is an exceptional removal spell. I think and there's also a Traveller's Amulet as well if we did want to get Siona. Here for me, I think I want as many enchantments as possible, and so I'm going to go for the Itchy Fish. Soul Guided Lantern. So it can draw as a card, and it does act as a point of exile. I've not really played it, in all honesty. I know other people have. Unknown Shores, just in case we do splash. Stern Dismissal. Very happy to pick up this card. It's a nice little combat trick. And Chain to Memory in the sideboard. Okay, so after pack 2 and the second Memory Drain, after pack 2, I'm actually fairly happy with how this deck's coming together. We've got 16 playables with more in the sideboard. Hopefully we can just shore up the early parts of our game and maybe find us a bona fide win condition. Okay, and now we have a problem, don't we? So, Faster's Intervention, obviously it's a great counter spell and a draw spell, and it's what I wanted to pick up straight away. But for me, a second Utopia, that is really where we want to be. Okay, I'm more than happy. I completely appreciate it's a legendary, but having 2 in the deck should not be a problem at all. Plus, we've got plenty of recursion to get it back. Relentless Pursuit as well, and the Omen of the Sea. Happy to have as many Omen of the Seas as possible. So yes, I would have loved to have picked up the intervention, but it's got to be the Eutropia for me here. Okay, so not a very good deck. Oh, it's an excellent pack if you're in red. Not so good for us. There is a third. No, which one is it? It's a second Wave Rider for us, which will work really well with the amount of enchantments we have, or a second Binding. I think having the 1 Binding will be enough, and so I'm going to go for the Wave Rider here. Okay, so here, if we want to focus on our air game, we can go for the Vexing Gull, but here I think I'm going to be picking up the Nyx Herald. One of the beauties of this is, yes, it is an enchantment, it's fairly cheap, it's a 2/3 for 3 mana, but here at the beginning of combat on your turn, target enchanted creature or enchantment creature you control gets +1/+1 and trample. That could be huge. Just kind of sit this back and we've got enough enchantments hopefully to be really doing damage with this. Okay, and here's actually a card that I've not played with myself before. It's the Theros Band Brawler. So this works very much like the dinosaur from Guilds of Ravnica, where it enters the battlefield and it fights up to 1 target creature that you don't control. So whereas that was I want to say it was a 4/4 for 5, this is a 4/4 for 6. But equally happy to pick that up. Also, if we can get a bit of recursion going, that will be very useful. So obviously I would like to be picking up a little bit more enchantments. The Flash Turtle, it's overperformed for me, but here I'm going to pick up the Mystic Repeal. There's so much enchantments in the game that having this removal could be really beneficial. Sometimes if there's a Dreadful Apathy on a creature and Oppo's more or less tapped out, you can use it as a combat trick and just win that combat. So your creature can get reanimated from out of nowhere. Here there's absolutely nothing for us except for Naid. So as long as it's not your turn, I think that doesn't really apply to us. First for meaning, I guess. But again, it's another enchantment creature. So let's add it in. Okay, so now's really where we do want to be deciding whether or not we're splashing for Siona. It does have an upside, very clear upside in that we are going to be kind of attaching auras quite often to our creatures, but I don't know whether its upside is good enough to be splashing, whereas I could just play something such as a Nyxborn Colossus, give it flying and attack him. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so here we have another option between the Nexus Wardens, so Constellation, so we'll be gaining that life, it's got a little bit of reach, versus the Vexing Gull, so it's got flash and flying, so it can get your opponent's 1/2 flyers out the way really quickly. Here I think I do want to kind of shore up until I've got these big bodies out, and so I might be going for Wardens. Relentless Pursuit, that's very much what we said we wanted in terms of some card draw. And it looks like I may have to be cutting some cards here. Okay. So overall, I think this is a really strong draft. Is there anything that might be better suited to the sideboard? So we have the Plummet. Binding of Titans. 2 of these. Let's see what we've got. We've got 17 creatures and 8 non-creatures. So we've got these cards here. We're going to be doing a little bit of ramping, so we need to get rid of at least one card. Now, if we are getting rid of one card, Naid, Calliope, Wardens, Herald, Petitioner. Although it could be, with so many kind of double green and triple green cards, this could be very useful if it comes out in the latter part of the game. Got some decent card draw. Relentless Pursuit. Maybe that's what we would get rid of. But I don't know. You know, it can just be really useful for us. It does put us behind a turn. That's one thing to keep in mind. But it does help us to get a card. We've got the bindings as well. Stern. So return target creature or enchantment an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Okay. So I think maybe, do I just get rid of Naid? I think I... Of course, the Petitioner doesn't have... the Petitioner is not an enchantment, which is one of the setbacks. So I think I do get rid of the Petitioner. And how does this look? Can I keep it as a 41 card deck? I think I can. Sometimes I am tempted to cut a land, but I don't think so on this occasion. Yeah. I think I'm happy with this. Okay, so that's the drafting portion. Please join us for the games, and hopefully we can do some real damage with this deck. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so we're jumping straight into our first game. Let's see how the deck performs. I mean, on paper, it looks to be a really strong deck, but we've had really strong decks in the past where we shouldn't be losing games, but sadly have ended up taking a fair bit. Okay, so we're playing first, and we instantly find a good distribution of lands. Now, obviously, we would have loved it if we had an extra blue mana, but we don't. But I'm going to keep anyway. I'm going to play out the first blue and pass the turn. And we sadly don't get our 2-drop, but that's fine. Pass the turn. Okay, the Oracle's not ideal, and sadly, we didn't get a 3-drop either. Got the Itchy Fish, but I don't really want to be using it on a 2/2 here. Okay, so Oppo's got a 3-drop. Great to see, great to see. Okay, so here I'm going to be playing out the... what should I play out? Here I think I'm going to play out the Typhon. Am I happy to trade with the hero of the games? I wouldn't be too happy in all honesty, but... Okay, so they clearly have something. It could be Force of Will, which would give them +1/+2. Better than trading with the Oracle. Although, how are they pumping? They might have the Omen of the Forge. Let's block here. Let's get that combat trick out of their hand. Okay. Omen of the Forge it was. No qualms, no qualms. Wow, so now we really are going with the... we really are going now, aren't we? So here I think I'm just going to take a little bit of time out, play the Kraken. Oppo's not doing too good for land drops. So... let's see what they do. They could cast Dreadful Apathy. Hero of the Winds. Nice. So now it's time for us to get in the air, I feel. Chimera would block it. Chimera, it doesn't really give us... So because we're limited in terms of our islands, we don't do too well here. However, I think I'm happy to play out the Chimera. I'm not too fussed about discard. However, I'm keeping this forest just because I can take action, draw a card, and here we go. Excellent. So I drop the forest, pick up the island. Sadly, I can't do anything now, but that's fine. So I can play Calliope, but I could play the Itchy Fish. Lots and lots of options. So what's this together? That's 7. Perhaps I might get another land drop. Play both, but it doesn't benefit us. Remember, there's no point giving this flying. Okay, so do they have a second omen? Whenever you cast a spell that targets, so they might have the will, which would mean I can't do any damage to it anyway. So no blocks there. So Oppo, it could be sticking on this. They might not have an instant, but I do suspect they do. I suspect they have an aura of some sort. Here are the games. Okay, Stern Dismissal, nice. Here though, I might just go for. Do I go into combat with both? What do I have there? Not enough. So that only comes in when there's a constellation. This seems to be holding them back. So I'm more than happy to put that there. Let's play the Wave Rider and keep open Stern Dismissal, I think. If Oppo goes in with one of these, we can offer to trade, and then if they do cast anything on their creature, we can just Stern Dismissal it back to the hand. But I'm more than happy with this race here. Could potentially be going in for 6 next turn. Thank you to Calliope. Remember, we've got this sitting on the wayside. It wants 1 more mana and 3 more cards in the graveyard, sadly. Okay, Rage Hound. Nice. Pass in. My turn. Okay. So we do get the land. However, Itchy Fish on the creature going for 6. That could be an option. On the hero. So all creatures you control get +1, remember? Yeah, let's go for that. So that's got flying. I'm going to take this action. And I can pitch that. Remember, we're trying to get enough in the graveyard for the Typhon here. And as such, I'm going to go in with both. So this effectively now puts Oppo on a 2-turn clock. I opted to keep Stern Dismissal open instead of playing down Calliope. Just because I'm conscious that they may have auras in hand. Okay, so they're very much digging now. They conceded. They didn't want to show me too much more. And that's fine. I didn't have to show them any Eutropia. And I didn't have to show them Calliope. So we do see that Oppo did have a flyer. Which is fair. We didn't see any sort of enchantments from them, ironically. So we've got a Stern Dismissal. So what I think I might do, I might play in the Plummet just to keep the air clear, and pop the Mystic Repeal in the sideboard. Let's jump into the next game. Awesome. So I think Oppo is still sideboarding. Okay. So what do we do here then? Because this is a little bit of a tricky one, right? In the Oppo's going first, we have enough to get the Binding of the Titans down, and hopefully by then we might be able to get ourselves a second land. I think I'm happy with this. Like I say, it's not ideal by any means, but it does present some options. Okay, so we do get our first blue, but we also get the Rage Hound down. Nothing I can do about that now. So let's put these creatures in the graveyard. Remember, we can always get one of these back, so it's not the end of the world here. Hero of Nyxborn went in. Up in Flames. Okay. So not ideal here. However, so exile these two. That's easy to do. Okay. And next turn we return a creature or land card from our graveyard to the hand. This is quite an easy one for us. I'm going to play the Wardens. So they have to attack him with the Rage Hound. Do they have an aura to cast on it? That would be devastating for us, and I think they do. It could be a flash aura. They're playing with their hand. No, it's not. Okay. So nice little trade from them. Hero of Games. So I'm going to return back. So I could play this turn, but I think it's just too weak. Although, if it does fight it, it will lose. But no, I'm going to turn back the Brawler. It's just too powerful to kind of let go at this juncture. Play the Forest and play the Wave Rider. See what Oppo does. So they could cast 3 damage here. They're going in. Block. Do they have a pump? No, they don't. So it's not the best start for me, but I've got some very strong cards in hand, which I'm happy about. Quite fortunate. Okay, so remember this isn't too far off now. And I think here, what do we care about the most? So target creature you control fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Is it worth me just playing this down? Just trading him off right now? Does it have to? It does. It has to fight them. So I played that just in case it did have a pump. That +1/+2 would have been dangerous, especially with the Wave Rider. So now we can't really play the Brawler out. Or we can, they would just trade off. So here I'm going to go for the Wave Rider. Not the best use of it, but it has to attack, remember? Oppo's come very fast out of the blocks here. Okay, so they do have some sort of spell here. Hopefully it's not the pump. It's not. But now hopefully it's a relatively small creature. They could be hesitant about playing it out because we have the Band Brawler in the hand and they know that. The Aspirant. That's interesting because the Aspirant's actually quite a powerful card. Chimera and the first? It could be the Chimera in the first. I think they have a better creature than that they want to that they want me to play out. And as such, I'm gonna wait. Okay, so the Oracle. That could be a good target. So let's see what we get from here. Dig for our deck a little bit more. Discard 2 cards. So for me here, it's got to be the Pursuit and the Wings. Got a Plummet. So they can pump this for 1. They can pump it for 1, but they can't sacrifice it and do that. Okay, let's play the Brawler. Because whatever they have in hand, they're going to play at some point, right? Fight that. Okay, interesting. Interesting. And in which case, I'm not going to attack. Oppo's doing some work here. And the graveyard's full up enough to cast this again. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely. Okay. But here we go. We can play this. And I think we just play out the Chimera. We've got the Plummet, just in case they do play their Flyer. We don't know the extent to which, if they've got any really, really strong flyers. Okay. Happy if you've got haste. So, what's going to happen here, of course, is I'm going to block this. And then Oppo's going to sacrifice this, ping me, all sorts of stuff. But it needs to be done. Excellent move by Oppo. Okay. Wow, not so good there. So here, once again, I'm going to play out the Typhon. And I'm going to attack in. So we're only 3 damage behind them, remember. We've got enough to recast this and enough, very much enough cards in the graveyard. My turn. Not so good here. Not so good at all. But what do? Do I try and trade this off and in the hope of... I think I do. Remember, we want to try and trade that off just so that we can cast it again next turn as an even bigger threat. But we don't want this to get menace, remember. Wow. Okay. Just checking that Oppo is sure about that. Could trade both of these, but I don't think that's past the blockers. I don't think that's advantageous. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Nice. Nice. Okay. Oppo's done good here. Oppo has done very good here. Does this even make a difference? They attack him for 5. They do have to sacrifice a creature. Let's have a look. I mean, so much stuff we could get rid of here, but let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4. There's just no use having Calliope there. So sacrifice the Revelers. Can this sacrifice enchantments as well? It can. This doesn't gain menace though, does it? No. But it puts us in a problem. They got enough to cast this? No? Ah, they're going to crack that instead. Okay. It's not an enchantment. Good game. Okay. Not our ideal first loss. But we've still got one more to turn it around. I mean, the Lantern would have been useful there. Mystic Repeal, not so much, of course. Okay. Getting some life back would have been nice, I must admit. We did need more creatures, so maybe the Plummet actually isn't what we want here. Maybe we'll get the Petitioner back in. Okay. Let's go for this. Hopefully we can have a good result. But it's been a great game. You don't mind losing you don't like mind losing matches such as this. Play first. I think I have to mulligan. I have to mulligan again. Awful, awful, awful. Give them the cheeky GG. Should I have kept that 2-lander? Don't know. I didn't really have anything, I must admit, but they have got the Blood Aspirant out now, and that is their game plan. That is their... Okay. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, I'm getting all of the lands required for the rest of the set. Other than 4, nice. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Okay. So we don't want it to fight the Chimera before the Chimera is even down. Nice. Remind myself whenever you cast a spell that targets it. Okay. Happy with that. Could be on the comeback here, everyone. Pass. It's got reach, remember. Often forgotten. But if I get a Eutropia, this is going in for 7. And that's huge. Submit 0. Equip it. Let's go in. Let's see what happens. And it's a very decent race. Now the Cyclops can't attack because if it does, it leaves itself open to creatures you control get +1 to the end of turn. So 3, 4, 5, 10. Interesting. Maybe I do just block these out. Maybe I do. Just in case. Okay. That could have been a lot worse. But what does Oppo have? Rage Hound. Submit 0. Okay. Calliope. Nice. So I could have won. Happy to drop that. And also here I think I do swap the wings round. Just on the off chance. And then we trade these off. Hero's not good enough. There we go. Okay. I think it was a good block. I mean, they could have had a Phalanx. They could have had an Indomitable Will. All of these things would have buffed those creatures and rendered me susceptible to losing. For the sake of just delaying the win by 1 or 2 turns. But that's good. I mean, there was a couple of warning signs there. But I'm more than happy with how the game went. So yeah, so let's go into our second game. Coffee's getting cold. Speef battle. Oppo's going first and we're on the draw. And we do have a couple of 2-drops. Yeah, we do have some bigger creatures, but getting these out would be a good start. Oppo looks like they're having similar issues. What did they do? They took a mulligan. So they'll be starting with 6 cards. Okay, so that's our first draw gone. It's a very weak card, but having a creature on the deck is better than having no creatures. So far, mono green. Nyx Herald, nice. Okay, that's exactly what we needed, rather than what we wanted. So, Nyx Herald here, give itself +1. So now let's see what Oppo has. And here is where I make a decision. If I don't draw a land, no. What? Oh yeah. Nice. It doesn't matter, Oppo. I'm tapped out. Okay. Interesting. So, trample. So here I kind of have to go out with this and hope I pick up these two lands to get rid of this. Wow, not so good. Not so good at all. Oppo's doing work with just that 3 mana. I think an equal distribution here would be better. Oppo could have got him for 1 more damage there. Okay, so let's keep that coming. I don't know. I honestly don't. It's got to be, I guess, this one. Let's see. So we pass the turn. And Oppo finds their 4th land. What's 4 mana that's useful for them here? Another skirmisher. Nice. Okay, so what are we doing here? Hoping to trade at least one of these off. Okay. Is Oppo going to attack? If they don't, they didn't. Okay. Nice. It's not exactly what we want, but I think this is an important step in getting us somewhere. And so I'm going to start attacking in the air. Hopefully Oppo doesn't have any sort of removal. Okay, the Petitioner's fine. They gain a lot of life, but they don't. It doesn't kind of build on the deck for them. Okay. And so here I'm going to be dropping the Hidden Coves. Do they have something? And in the air, I'm going to be going for the Hydra's Growth. So now we can see how good this actually is. What do they have? Mystic Repeal. Nice, 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 nice. Of course. Okay. And then let's sit back. Oppo might be mono green here. Binding of the Titans or the Hydras. Return target creature or land from your hand. So the creature's not going to be doing too much for us, is it? No point me attacking into this because all they have to do is block with 2. So let's get the Nyxborn down. Again, I feel they've got something else. What could it be? They haven't really got any creatures to... Okay. Checking the lack of reach. And now the clock starts. Okay. So I've got to start attacking in, haven't I? And here, it's time to start counting. No, because the H-Fish would still have been in the air, I think. I mean, it wouldn't be able to do much, but they'd have just moved their wings over to something else. So not too bad. We do have a Shimmering Chimera, which we can get back, however. So we're not doing too bad. Well, I say that. We can get rid of this, we can get rid of this. Gain a couple of life. Nice. And here I think I... 3. I think I go with both again. And now Oppo's got to be thinking that actually, you know, We could be doing things here. So they're going to throw 2 in front of the Brawler, perhaps. Okay. I'm okay with that, I must admit. So we get the Shimmering Chimera back to block this. I go down to 5 at least. Are they going to move that over? I feel they are. I'm fine with them. I'm fine with them using mana. Okay, so let's get the Shimmering back. Returns to the hand. Interesting. So now we have the question of... I can cast this. And then do I go in? If I go with everything, that's... So, what can they block? So they block that with that, they block that with that, they block that with that. And then they take 4. Okay, so they don't have to do that. Perhaps I just go in with... So do they have to block? So if they block that, so that's 4. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they do have to block if I do go with everything. Interesting, but we don't know what they have in their hand. So perhaps I just go in with those. Are they going to use their ability? Maybe. Are they going to block that in the air? Hopefully these are 2 lands. If we can come back from this really poor start, then that could be huge. We've got some good blocks there. That's exactly what we wanted. Now, is this going to block in the air? I don't feel it has a reason to. Okay. And now we land a Calliope. Now I could have done that next turn to make the Wave Rider fly, but... GG. GG. Gift of Strength, eh? Gift of Strength. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Bring the plummet back in, I guess. They didn't really have any... Oh no, they did have a few, didn't they? I think... My own wings would have been nice there. Possibly I get rid of the Relentless Pursuit. Wow. It's quite good that Oppo remembered that play as well. It's entirely possible, you know, that sometimes you can forget little things like that, and it, especially with cards that you don't use too often. Oppo's doing some serious sideboarding. Always good to see. So yeah, so this is a blue-green enchantment deck. It's got a couple of Eutropias. When, what are we, 5 games in? We haven't seen one yet. Hopefully we'll see one this time. Play first. Okay. We need a creature on turn 3, and that's one of the reasons I didn't mulligan this. Obviously, it's not the best hand in the world. But we've got a turn 3 and a turn 4 play. Oppo's out there with a Viper. And we have an enchantment. So, Lesson Wonder, great card. Okay, so let's pick up Eutropia. Warbriar's Blessing on the Viper would not be ideal here. Skirmisher. They were going with a Viper because they're scared of it. Which is perfectly fine. So here, what do I do? So here I feel that I go with the Chimera, which will allow me to attack in with Eutropia. So now I've got blocks. Okay, so the Dancer. Are they going to want to trade off the Skirmisher? Warbriar's Blessing. Again, a disaster. It could look that way. No blocks. I think I can take this. Okay. So now we decide about whether we drop the Itchy Fish or the Sea Guard. I don't think it matters too much. So I'm going to go for... the Sea Guard. And I'm going to... This is great blocks on the ground, but I think I need to go in for as much damage as possible here. Go for these two. Oppo's going to plummet. Nice. But at least it gets it out of their hands. So it does give us a something to think about in the future. Wow, some excellent cards being played. Okay, obviously Oppo is going to be going through their deck quite quickly now. Oh, sensational. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All of these things are good. It's a really strong mono green enchantment deck. No blocks. Submit 0. Okay, so what do we have here then? So we have 6 mana. So here I think I'm going to play out Calliope and loses all abilities. So that's not too big of a fuss. However, this might be. And so I do need to keep the pressure on. I must admit, trade these off and trade that off. I guess so. Nice, nice, nice. So this could put me close. Is this another land? A Warbriar's Blessing would actually kill me, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5. Skirmish is really doing work. I've not actually seen it ever come to life like this before. Now is Oppo going to attack? Okay, so submit 0. Interesting draw. Shame I don't have the extra. Shame I have the extra green. Now, do I attack or do I not? I think I actually keep the Chimera back. In all honesty. Submit 0. So we've got a plummet. Interesting. So what actually happens if they attack in? They get 2 in, they get... No. I still think it's not enough. Submit none. Binding. This could be useful. Gift of Strength has gone. They gain some life back. Interestingly. Next. So, I get the Nyx Herald or the Eutropia back. I'm not going to attack. I'm going to end my turn. Pass. No blocks. Okay. My turn. No. Submit 0. For each creature exiled this way, gain a life. Okay, so that's not what we want to be doing there. Do I want to cast a 4 on it? Perhaps. Okay, so let's go in with one of them. Oppo can't just be drawing lands. I feel they're waiting for something. No blocks. Okay. Submit 0. Anything, Oppo? Okay, nice. Oppo can't have any more lands, surely. Surely to God. Wow, wow, wow. Nice. So I think Oppo's just going to flat out go for it now. Everyone in. Try and get as much damage as they can. And it is very close. I think it's mine. I want to say it is. They could have Gift of Strength, of course. So what gets through here? 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. Gift of Strength takes it over. Okay. Oppo didn't want me overthinking it, but actually, you know, if they did have Gift of Strength, that's really important though. It really, really is important. Okay, so let's think about it. Maybe I get rid of the Naiad and put in the Petitioner instead, just to make sure I bump up that life. Mystic Appeal and Stern Dismissal, both important, I feel. Yeah, let's run it back out like this. So very much not the easiest of drafts we've been in. Now, I think, like I say, I've not really played with the Utopia card that often, but whenever it hits the battlefield, it does do work. And that's something which should be celebrated about that card. It always seems to have an impact, but it is, because of that, it's a highly kind of focused card for target for removal. Doesn't look like Oppo has much removal though, except for the Warbriar Blessing. I've not actually seen a mono green build in draft. Interesting enough. Okay, so we'll jump into the third game of the round. Oppo is to go first. Hopefully we get a good first grip. That's fine by me. Hopefully we use these two cards to get a bit of recursion in terms of life gain. Oppo mulligans. Okay, so play out the islands next, just in case we do get Calliope. Ah, perfect. We do get a 2-drop as well. Not bad for us, and excellent for us in terms of what's happening in our opponent's graveyard. Nyx Herald, great card. Okay, so Oppo goes in for 1. We're very much nothing. It can get equipment back, I don't think, in green. Don't want to be proven wrong. So here I'm going to play out the Nyxus Warden. It provides a good block, and also when we play out the Chimera next turn. Okay, so for us we can get the 4 in the back. If Oppo goes in, they've got a combat trick. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? So the question actually begs, do I bring back do I actually bring back the Forerunner, or do I bring back the Wardens? And I think in this instance, I bring back the Wardens. I mean, it might be a completely incorrect play, but okay. So here, let's play out the Wardens. Can pass. So now we've got Mystic Repeal up. Okay. I was going to say, if they play a second Gift of Strength, we can just bring it right back to the hand. And that would be excellent. Here, play out the Forest. Play the Chimera. Gain 2 life. Excellent. And we can... we can pass. So Oppo has a Plummet. Interesting. Yeah, I'm okay using that Plummet. Get rid of that combat trick. Get rid of all these tricks. All perfectly fine. Okay, have you got a second Gift of Strength? No. Okay, lovely. So, now I'm going to play out... interesting. Typhon could be powerful. Let's go for that. So, Oppo hasn't got another... I feel they do have a Gift of Strength. They have some sort of instant card. Nice. Okay, so do I go for the Itchy Fish or do I go for a Wanderer? Let's go for the Wave Rider. And then we can play the Typhon out. Try and trade off a creature. Nice, 4 damage. So we're already ahead now. We've got an excellent instant spell in hand and enough mana to play it out. And it kind of puts Oppo in a really difficult position because they have to start doing something, right? My turn. Stunning. Don't need the life gain just yet, so... what's the plan here? Do I... use all abilities? Do I play out the Itchy Fish on the Herald? I don't think I do, actually. I think I kind of just keep on... yeah, I can just keep on ploughing in with the Typhon. Nice. Second Wave Rider. So now I'm building up to hit them hard, okay? So I could do with one more enchantment, because every time I play an enchantment, these are going for 6. Grove Dancer. This will cause this to trigger. So now it could be this that's the activation for Oppo. Nice. They need to start attacking in. If they don't, they're in trouble. Now the Kraken. Here I feel like I do just tap in for... yeah, I feel like I do here. This is where I hit the Herald. Gain a couple of life. Getting flying with these guys. And yeah, just hitting with everybody. Keeping Mystic Repeal back. I could, of course, if they do have to let these through, I could... no, can't bring that back to hand, can I? I do have First for Meaning open though. End turn. Wow, okay. They took a whole 10. Oppo cannot be happy with this. I mean, that's fine. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. See, I'm not playing any enchantment creatures out, ironically. Creatures you control get X your devotion to green. Give him the GG. Nice. Another game. So what I'm seeing kind of with this deck is that it very much does not do well in the sort of early game. It oftentimes requires a little bit of kind of getting going, but does do very well in the middle and late game. So it kind of holds the board state. Yeah, we take a little bit of damage, but we've got enough in the deck to really hit them hard. Like, for example, we had the Wave Riders and we just sat them back. We just built up our board state. We sat them back and we were going to keep hitting them for 6 each turn, which with that deck, that they just couldn't do anything about. Okay, I'm on the draw. Happy with this. Nice. No more one-drops from Oppo, thankfully. Okay, another nice little Binding of the Titans. Let's see what goes in my deck first. Okay, so we're going to get the Utopia back. An Oppo ditched a couple of lands and a 6-drop, so, you know, it's so-so. Okay, so Oppo's going to dig for a land card. He comes into the battlefield tapped, so they do get a little bit of ramp, which is fine. I'm obviously going to get rid of those two. Don't want any sort of recursion antics happening. And I think I'm fine playing the Wardens. Next turn we're going to get the Utopia back. Okay, so the Forerunner. Quite scary for us, must admit. Choose one, bring that back, easy. Okay, so play out the Utopia. Nothing else we really can do there. So, it's a shame, but Oppo is going to go in for 5 here, maybe more. So what do we do? Fateful End, it's an instant. They didn't need to do that. Furious Rise, nice. Okay, so I'm not gonna block. I mean, we're obviously not in an ideal position here as Oppo keeps digging further and further in. But what I will do is I'm going to play out the Typhon. Play out the Typhon. I'm going to go in for 1. Already got enough cards in the graveyard to bring it back. Not enough land though. Messian Wanderer. So whenever they play an enchantment, they get to dig a little bit deeper. You're going to buff the Horn Beetle up, thanks to the Forerunner. Now, are they going to trade the Forerunner for the Typhon? It's not the worst trade in the world. Okay, so they get to draw a card. It was a land. Now, I could do with starting to gain a little bit of life back. Relentless Pursuit would allow me... And I think here I'm actually going to play out the Forerunner. Gain 2 life. And as we spoke about, just sit back a little bit now. Get the Chimera down, but I perhaps would have enough mana to Relentless Pursuit and Thirst for Meaning next turn, regardless of whether I draw a land or not. Okay, so 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. They're going to play this land from exile, presumably, or they will lose it. If I got the green mana, that would be a very big game for me. I could drop the Nyxborn Colossus and block everything that they have. Now, are they going to attack? It'll be very meaningful either way if they do. Tessian Champion, not ideal for us at all. Okay, so Oppo is very much drawing everything in their deck. I think that okay, so I think that I go in with the Forerunner. Interesting. Interesting. Do I stack my hand or do I not? I think this is a good time. So I could play this and double block those two. Yeah, I think I do. So now if they attack with the Forerunner and the Horn Beetle, I can do a little bit of shenanigans. Nyxborn Brute is okay. Oh, it's an enchantment creature, okay. Nice. So here I'm going to go for... I need to play out this Colossus next turn, I think. Okay, so here I'm going to go for the Wave Rider and the Forest. Relatively easy picks for me. Play this out, and I'm going to keep the Thirst for Meaning up. Okay. They'll want to play down the Nexus Wardens before they play any enchantments. Wow. Okay. This deck's going to take some beating, I must admit. I need to start getting rid of some of these creatures and then get back in the air. Pass. Surely you've got to start attacking, Oppo. You've got absolute gold here. Wow, okay. What are we going to ditch? Do we ditch the coves? Do we take the island? Did the island allow us to play 2 cards next turn? So let's ditch the coves. Okay, so Nyx Herald, Calliope, or just drop this bomb. King of Combat, one gets at the beginning of combat on your turn, so not every turn. Oppo's down to 17 cards. Wow, I've only got 16 cards. Okay. That's interesting. They've been going through their deck with the Wanderer and whatnot, and the Rise. Second Wanderer. Do they have a second Mystic Repeal? Potentially. Got enough cards in the graveyard to get the Typhon back. And also the 7 mana allows us to do that. Irosis' Blessing. Very huge game there. Okay, so that... Let's go for the Chimera. Are they afraid of coming at me in the air? I wonder. We're still in this. But I think Oppo should have been attacking. My board is so much smaller than theirs is. Second horn beetle. Arachnid spider. Wow. Okay. So what are we going with here then? Kraken. Take action. Maybe we can start going for ours as well. Doesn't really matter. Got trample, but Oppo's got the world. Arachnid spider would have been a great pickup for us, I think. It would have. Wow. Okay. Life gain. Go through your deck. Lands. 10 cards in hand. Wow. Okay. Whew. Wow, wow, wow. 8 cards. Beetles are growing. Everything's got trample. Oppo, just swing, my friend. Swing. I mean, sure. Well, I mean, what is this? About 40? More than 40. What have you got? 14, 17, 25, 27, 29, 46. He's swinging in for 46, Oppo. With trample. Wow. So I've got 8 here. I'm going to play out. I do want to play out the Colossus, but if Oppo's afraid to go in now, I mean, if I widen my board state, more than happy. I mean, what have they got? They've got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 lands there. 6 cards left. Are they going to mill? If I remove this, they're in trouble. Okay. Okay. They're not going with the Forerunner. They brought the Horn Beetle back. And the champion. Really? Wow, they were some pretty sizable creatures. Chimera, 5 cards in hand. Pass. Now, I think Oppo might have it here. They've got a Mystic Repeal, so they can deal with the Colossus. It's not ideal. It's not ideal at all, but let's just see if we can do something. Nice little trade there. They're going for 6 there. So we need to make sure that these trade. I feel like 5-4. Am I blocking as much damage as possible? I mean, yes. I think Oppo has it. They remove the Colossus. And they've got a pump spell. Nice, 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 nice. Keep digging though. Keep digging. GG. I'm going to give them the GG. I'm assuming that they've done the maths. I was only 12 out. I was only 12 out. That's fine. Okay. So what could we have done there? We could have gained a little bit of life. They didn't have any flyers. Stern Dismissal would have been excellent, as would Mystic Repeal. Maybe we sort of Relentless Pursuit out for a Memory Drain. Chain to Memory. For a Hubris. Inspired Orb. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn, except combat damage by enchanted creatures. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe that over the Memory Drain. Well, I mean, it's the reason we get this tech, right? I mean, the cards that we aren't normally going to play. So why don't we grab them, chuck them in the deck, and have a go? Play first, but hopefully, it's not good enough, is it? Drats. It would have been better than this. But we can't give up hope. We've got to keep playing. And now we're flooding out. But we've got enough mana for the Forerunner. Let's see what Oppo does. So the only issue we have with that is that the Forerunner is an enchantment, so come on. A Eutropia, Hydra's Growth there, that would have been excellent combo, but as it is, Oppo's going in for 3, we are down to 15, and we're about to play out a Forerunner into what I think will be Oppo's Mystic Repeal. Well, let's see. They didn't have it in hand. So we're going to play out the Eutropia just to make sure that we get... Oppo has something, of course. I'm going to play the Hydra's Growth on here, getting a counter for the Eutropia. Wow. Okay. Over to the Forge. They were ready for me. They perhaps wanted to lure me into a potential double block there. But let's see if I can. Let's see if I can go in. See if they've got a second Omen of the Forge. Okay, this is interesting. So they do need to find something for Forerunner. So yes, so they're going to be digging now for the Mystic Repeal, We want to see 2 guards go on bottom, but 1 went on top. So perhaps they found it, or at least they found a big creature to block. How much is the brute? I was going to say, is that 6 mana or what is it? It's 5 mana in fact. Okay, so not ideal for us this. They draw a card. It's the Loathsome Chimera. Okay. So here we could deal them 4 damage. It would stop this growing. Ah, no, it wouldn't because they'd just play this next turn. Okay. So, next turn we can actually grab the Hydra's Growth from the Forerunner, put it on the Chimera. But I think this will be our first loss. These can block. Trade these off. Okay. Dire. Loathsome Chimera. Surely. So now they have to block with 2. And I think I'm happy with that. I think I'm happy with this little trade. Okay. End turn. So that briefly holds them back. Would I trade these off? Yeah, probably. I'm quite low on life. Really hoping for something. Dreamshaper Shaman. Completely forgot about that. We was able to exile that very early on last game. Okay, so the Atropia tries favoured. I'm going to play out my lands. But yeah, not looking so good for us. The Cetesian Champion, brilliant card. They can play out the Chimera again. We've got to potentially trade this for a Gift of Strength. Being exceptionally aggressive now though. Not a Warbride's Blessing to finish us off, surely. That would be disastrous. No, I think Opera's just bringing the Chimera back. It does only come with 1 counter, but still, that's very much enough. Wow. GG. Well, that was our first loss, and it was to an excellent red-green deck. Could I have done more in the first game? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there's always little plays, right, that you can improve on and change, but there's nothing glaringly obvious. Feel free to obviously comment down below. Always useful to keep improving. Die. Okay. What will they be playing? Okay, so this time with me being on the draw, I will keep. Hoping to pick up another land to start getting the twice favoured and the Wardens down. Okay, so they're ramping. So here we can play the Wings. So as not to clog up the hand. Should we not get a land. Renata, nice. Okay, We were unsuccessful. That's an enchantment creature, so... See if Oppo taps out for the... So they go for the Horn Beetle. So they don't get their additional +1/+1 counter. Phew. Okay, so here I think we need to start going at it as if we are going to get another land next turn. So any other land we can play the Chimera down, which will start pumping the Utopia. Be an excellent play. Grove Dancer. Nothing too scary for the Horn Beetle just yet. Warbriar Blessing. There we go. Okay, that's some excellent removal they've just used on a really good card. But c'est la vie. Have they got another land? Okay. So now we have a decision to make. I think in this instance what do I do? What shall I do? I think I'm going to play out... I'm going to play out the Wave Rider. Just so that we can start looking to get some enchantments down. Of course, the Wave Rider can threaten to trade. Do we trade stuff for a combat trick? I think we do. Remember our game plan. We've got excellent long-term play. So we need to... Okay, maybe they were just testing us. Second Warbriar's Blessing? That would be good to get that out of the way. Especially before we start getting the... Okay. Great to see. So here, we don't think Oppo has anything of kind of too much worth. So, let's bang this on the Wave Rider. So next turn, we can play any of these two. If we grab a... Okay, Oppo's digging. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Nice. So it looks like they've got blue in their hands. Although this taps for anything, right? If you can... Yeah. So Warbriar's Blessing would have been great for them. Not on this board, but having that in hand for later on. Especially if they can start pumping the Horn Beetle. Okay, so they've got the 4 and the down. It's not going to make much of a difference, except for it will give that... Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm happy to trade that. Okay. Blue. So, my turn. So here, I'm happy to... What am I going to do? I'm going to play the 4-runner out. Gain myself 2 life. Give this flying. It obviously doesn't need flying, but... So I think I'm actually going to start attacking in as well. Keeping these 2 back to trade with the Horn Beetle next turn. Oppo's digging. They've lost some really, really, really key cards here. And I'm just going to be gaining life, flying in, all the good things. Okay, so past the blocks. I think I do. At least try to trade these off. They might have a gift of strength here. Mystic Repeal, really? Okay. Well, going with everything if that's the case, surely. Surely. Okay. Would be really great to get a forest here. My turn. Okay, so we weren't able to pick up the forest, but. Chimera? And then we can drop this down. But Oppo's really going through their deck. Gaining that life back though, which is good to see for them. I really did need that forest this turn. Attacking for 5. And there's nothing much I can do about it. No blocks. Okay. Forest would be really key here. Excellent card. Okay, so not so useful, but can cause some problems. And for that reason, I'm going to go for it. Okay, so Oppo has this activation up for the Grove Dancer. And we can pass the turn. Because remember, Oppo's got Trample. Gaining that life. Okay, what's Oppo going to attack him with? Everything. Control another creature. In which case, I'm going to do this. Gift of Strength. Okay. They're going to get this back. Yeah, Oppo's got a really strong deck. So let's see what we can do here. 2, 4. No, we're just blocking there, aren't we? And also, obviously, that creature's going to keep getting bigger. So this could actually be our last game in this draft, which would be a shame. The wings aren't what's doing it for us. The enchantment and the stern dismissal, all quite key. Takes me down to 40 cards. Happy to potentially pop off the Relentless Pursuit in light of a memory drain, just to kind of slow it down a little bit. I do want to get rid of the Nide for a Petitioner. I think we do. Okay, so fingers crossed we can start to claw this back and hopefully somehow get into the next match. Okay, so play first. We're gonna go just because we only need that one land. Oppo mulliganed. Will they mulligan again? They didn't. Okay, we were able to pick up that third land. Now we want the fourth, preferably a green. Brilliant, but let's play it out as this. We want to save our Petitioner until it's really, really useful. So at the minute it'll gain us 3 life. Relentless Pursuit, okay. So a couple of beefy cards going down. They will be able to get one of these lands back, remember. Okay. So for us, what do we really want to do here? I think we want to play out the Wave Rider. Give the Herald +1/+1. And here we go. shaping up to be quite a big game for us. The Typhon is present. Okay, so twice favoured. Twice favoured will be eventually really good for us. This isn't a... so I can't keep that up and down. Okay. So here we will just pass. But... let's see what Oppo drops. If it's an enchantment... excellent, excellent. Okay, so pass. Oppo goes in with a Typhon perhaps? No. They do? Okay, in which case, pass the blockers. I'm happy to trade off one of these for that. They don't have enough mana to get it back yet. Okay. Maybe greedy? Don't know. Let's get that Renata to the bottom of the library then in that case. If that's how we're playing things. We're going to get the binding of the Titans down. Give itself a counter. Okay, so yeah, we did buff that up. But we got rid of another Ferocious Typhon there. Get ourselves 4 life back. And attacking for 3. And now what am I getting back? I could get back the Brawler. I could get back a Typhon of my own. But Typhon's there, I don't need to do that. The Brawler is going to hit the Horn Beetle. Hopefully. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, so here we're going to get rid of this Typhon. And we're going to get rid of this Forerunner. Oops. Hitting the mic. And so, beginning of your upkeep, can I? Beautiful. Okay, so here I want to go back to the twice favoured and attack in. Could have traded off the twice favoured the Horn Beetle there. But if it does go in, I'm more than happy to potentially trade these two. Okay, so what do we think here? To draw a card, beginning and end step. Boo, boo, boo. Maybe I take the 8. Do I stem the bleeding here? Return target creature card. What do we have that's 6? So we do have that. Okay. Let's go for this. Again, plummet, wow. Okay. That's excellent for them. So here I'm going to go for the Brawler. And I think... what a pity. Do we play the Brawler or do we not? I think here, do I go in for 5? Or do I go in for 4? Do I go in for... Okay, I know. Itchy fish. Okay. So the problem is for Oppo now is if I draw... So these two can trade and this will still be around to block the Typhon. Well, these two, well, it won't trade, will it? So I am in a strong position. I can get the Typhon back. There's a Colossus. That's good, but how good? They have got plummet mana now. So, okay. Drats. Okay. No blocks. Any enchantment will do, I think. Oppo's got something. Oppo has something. Choose 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No attacks. Maybe I should have attacked with both, but I don't know, because all they have to do then is just remove this with a fight spell and the game's gone. No attack. Play the Kraken. End turn. The next enchantment wins. For both players, probably. Warbligh's Blessing for them would absolutely devastate my board. Wow. Surely they must have something in hand. A plummet perhaps, or... Is that what they're waiting for? A plummet? It could be. If it is a plummet. If it is a plummet. Let's hit it there. Okay. Oppo didn't have anything. They could have had another Mystic Repeal. But by the time that this hits, it gains those 2+1/+1 counters. One from that card and one from the Eutropia. So, okay. And as such, I think I'm fine in rerunning this out. Again, nothing to do with Plummet or the Wings. The only other consideration would be the Inspire Orb, but I just don't think it fits with the overall idea of what I'm trying to do with this deck. Okay, so one more game to kind of keep this this little bit of hope alive. We don't want to be going out in the 4th round. But in all honesty, all of the games that we've played this afternoon have been really good. I've really enjoyed them. Very much so. Okay. So Oppo obviously gets to go first this time. And we get a really poor keep. I can't keep this with good faith. This is a little bit better. And I'm happy to get rid of an island here, knowing that we have the Petitioner. So it will get us 3 life if we do play after the Titans. Okay. So not too bad at all. I could hold this out, but I don't think I will. I think I really need to start getting through the deck, planning what we've got. Okay, so Mystic Appeal and Forerunner's gone. Here I'm going to be getting back the Brawler. Omen of the Hunt, okay, not bad at all. So we've got an Itchy Fish in hand. They were able to hit the... Oops. Okay. Opponent's Graveyard, Forerunner and the Appeal. So we're going to go for the Eutropia. so here, we want the brawler for sure. And here, this is where we're going to sort of clam up the board a little bit, I think. Shall I play... So we could play the Wave Rider. They will hit for 4, but we can't go in for anything this turn. And as such, I think I'm going to play the Chimera. Give the Eutropia a turn, and we start now. They're potentially on a 3-turn clock. No blocks. Remember, they've got the Mystic Repeals. We've got rid of one of them, but I think they've got 2. Okay, so Renata. So this we can't play just because it's legendary. However, play this, remove all abilities. It still seems to have them though. Does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. So we're going in for 7. Okay. So now Oppo's got to be looking for a way out. In all 3 games Oppo's played Renata, we've Mystic Repealed it twice and Itchy Fished it once. Another enchantment here would be ideal for us. I don't need it, do I? Oh, this is perfect. This really is perfect. So happy to go in here. And now our opponent really does need to deal with both of these. Relentless Pursuit. Wow. Fantastic. And that's why the Eutropia is such an excellent card. Okay, that really did dig us out of a hole, and it puts us into a much better position going into the kind of the next phase of this draft. So we've already managed to recoup the gems which we've spent on the game, and we've managed to pick up 4 packs, which is excellent. We have got 1 loss, and so now anything we do is pure profit. So let's jump into our our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th game, and hope that we can pick up a win, and so we can try for once to pick up those 5 wins. Excellent. I'm going to have to watch that game back and make sure that kind of including those counter spells and whatnot was the right move. I feel it was. But Oppo must have been really frustrated not to be able to get Renata out. It's a really, really powerful and impactful card. It truly is. Okay, so playing against Vortex. Come on, just give me a hand that I don't have to mulligan. Okay, I'm very much more than happy with this. Any starting hand that has 3 or more lands in the Eutropia, happy to keep. Okay, so Oppo's made a very quick start. Have we played against a white blue deck? Don't think so. Okay, so they haven't got a 2-drop enchantment, so they're just going in for 1 here. And I can start playing out. I'm going to play out the island over the forest just in case I get Calliope next turn. It might be one option. But cool lands from M20. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Mystic Repeal this just to kind of get it out of contention. And then see whether Oppo wants to attack still. They do. You would do. Okay, so this is all looking good for me. So I'm going to play out the Eutropia. So in an ideal world, I'll be able to play out the Wave Triton before I have to start playing any more sort of enchantments. But Oppo's obviously got options. So we shall see. They decided not to attack. Now that's interesting. Are they gonna... Maybe they've got the White Omen? Maybe. Part of me wants to hit this. But maybe they've got... If they've got removal, they've got removal, right? If they've got, like... Let's see. They've got a counter spell? Have they got Stern, whatever it's called? Stern Dismissal? I think they have... What are they reading? Stern Dismissal? They've got something. Ah, they got the... Have they got the removal if it's got 4 or more power? I feel that's what they might have. Let's have a look. Triumphant Surge. Vexingle. Okay. That was a lot of decision making for a Vexingle. Dreadful Apathy. Okay. Nice. What can we do here then? If they're hitting the Dreadful Apathy. Nothing much, I must admit. Let's go instead then for the Typhon. Play out that land. So the thing is, if they don't get rid of it this turn, then I'm going to keep popping counters around. You're going to skip a whole turn to do that? Interesting. So Oppo's got to use Dreadful Apathy now. They've got to. Okay. That's interesting. That really is interesting. It's almost worth if they... I'm not sure what they're going to use. Okay. So let's go in for 5, see what they have. I mean, they could have Triumphant Surge. Okay. It's almost worth me using Itchy Fish to clamp down on the Gull and give Herald another counter. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to capitalise on the fact that they don't really have much going for them. So this is 3, remember, to exile. All these counters counting. Now, it would have been excellent if I could have drawn the Shimmering Chimera. Okay, so Oppo either misses their turn, or they... what's going on here? They either miss their turn and get rid of the Eutropia, or they risk me putting more counters around. Okay. Nice to see. You going in then with that, I assume? So if I go into the 5 and... Yeah, they can't really do anything here. Gives it trample. Oppo's got to start making some moves. And also, this is quite dangerous, because all it needed me to have here was the Mystic Repeal. Okay. Let's hit this down. I don't need to get out my 7th land unless it's a... Oh no, I do need a 7th land for the Typhon to bring back, don't I? Got 2 cards in the graveyard. Looks like they're finally getting some kind of lands on the go. Captivating Unicorn is fine, but it's still dangerous. If I had a second Mystic Repeal now, they could be in trouble. Forerunner. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. And I think that does it for us. So this, give that there. Beautiful. Happy to give this, the powers there. And I'm just going to send these 2 in because that's... Oh wait, no, yes, that's exact, isn't it? And that's all because Oppo kept Eutropia around there. Perhaps they also thought that it might get rid of enchantments, maybe. So they do have a couple of flyers. So a plummet might be useful. Maybe a plummet over a cove. Shore this out a little bit more. But yeah, no, that was a really good game. It gives me a little bit more faith in the deck now, especially as we should be playing players who who have decks that are slightly more powerful. Okay. So hopefully we can make this game quite quick as well. It's been a fairly long draft this afternoon. What are we going for? So 2 hours 17 so far. Okay. Not so good for us. Need to mulligan. And slightly better, I'm going to keep and get rid of the Nick Spawn. Again, they was able to get the Wayfarer out. Great to see that we've picked up the 3rd land, so we can start with the Nexus Wardens. We'll play the Wings of Hubris out obviously next turn, but let's hope we can also pick out a 2nd island for the sake of getting Calliope out. Okay, not so much at the minute. Okay, so Oppo has something. I wonder if they'd like to share it with us. I do need to actually learn how much the omen spells are. What is it? Is it 2 for the red omen? Okay, so it's 3 for the white omen. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty good. I mean, obviously this gets very much blanked by... okay, so what do I want to do here? Maybe... No, I think I want to focus on getting that little bit of life gain as well. So we're 2/3 of the way there for the Brawler, which in probably against Blue-White is its strongest game. Okay, the Lionfish. Attacking with everything, and I'll happily take out one of the soldiers. Because this is the problem now, because... Okay. What have they got? They've got Indomitable Will? I mean... Do I get a card out of the hand? I think I do. Go for it. What have you got? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Come on, let's get Eutropia out. Why not? Let's start the fun and games. Might even lure Oppo into conceding. Although I'm sure it won't. Oppo's fixated on the Eutropia. You can see that by the white outline of the card. Could do with picking up lands now to start getting ready for the Centaur Warrior, the Fierce Pan Brawler. If Oppo plays something reasonably big, I'm fine to go with the Itchy Fish. I'm conscious that actually the Hero of the Pride might be a prime target, in that all creatures you control get +1 and 0. Pass to attackers. Now are they going to go in with everyone? They're not. They didn't attack. Although they have a 5th land. And now it's my turn. Pick that up again. That's excellent. I just think this is wasteful on a hero. I might be wrong, of course. But we will see. Okay, so what does Oppo have? Oh, they've got the activation for this, I guess. Now I'm gonna gain that life. I mean, this 2 life a turn is huge, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna try and lure something out from Oppo. Again, they're focused on it. I'm not actually sure what it could be. Or are they just kind of reading the cards? Okay, so they're going to their deck. They're going to their hand. They're casting something on my turn so that the Lionfish taps the Eutropia, you would assume. Flicker. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we do lose that counter. That's correct. But I'm still gonna put this on here, and I'm gonna end the turn. So it didn't do a huge amount. Remember that Calliope, everything they target us they need to pay 1 more. Revoke existence. Okay. Interesting. So they're going to go in now. I'm not going to block. Spoiler. No, definitely not. 100% not. Okay, and now Oppo have kind of showed their hand a little bit. I think I'm going to play this out, see if there's a Mystic Repeal anywhere. I can. I guess we sack the Forerunner off and play this. Okay, so it's a very slow game. Oppo needs to be cracking this as soon as possible. It doesn't really matter what when they do that. But I do notice that Oppo is a little bit hesitant about some of their moves, but that's fine. Might be a new player. Okay, so now Oppo's in a lot of trouble if we get a lands next turn. So yeah, so they did crack the Omen of the Sun, which is good. 2 to the bottom, okay. So that gives us quite a lot of hope. We have a Mystic Repeal somewhere. Calliope. Okay, so are they going to attack in? They did not. Okay, so. I think I go for the attack with Utopia first. Boom. And now I think we're doing well. Yeah, Oppo does have a tap here, but they need to use one of their instant speed spells on our turn for a non sort of if they want to do it before combat to make sure things are tapped. You know, they need to do it for non combat trick methods. Okay, it doesn't look like Oppo has anything, so let us Relentless Pursuit. Okay, so we're fine picking up the Shimmer Wing and the Forest. Beautiful. So now what we can do is we can play the Forest out and we can pop down the Shimmer Wing, giving the Brawler +1/+1. We get 2 life. We're going in with 7, and next turn we have Lethal. Of course, we can just play out the Itchy Fish on whatever. Probably the Lionfish to force something earlier on. GG. Okay. Awesome. What a game, actually. Good. The deck really did show exactly what it's about there. So we go into the final game. So we've got 1 loss, but we've got 4 wins on the board. So we're already 300 gems up, hoping to get 600 gems up. So yeah, wish us luck, and let's play the game. Keen Joe, 007. Not ideal, but we are in the draw. Now let's mulligan. Mulligan again. Wow, 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 wow. We should have kept. We should have kept, but never mind. We can't be... Okay, so we need the Relentless Pursuit, don't we? I'm not wrong though. That is a bad keep, isn't it? It's more playable than what we had, obviously, but... Okay. So Oppo going to flash something in. Sing it. So they've only got in for 1 at the minute. We've come back from worse games, don't worry. Staggering Insight. Okay, let's get the Singer back to their hand. Gains us a little bit of traction. Okay. Any land is a good land for us. Here we go. The fight back is on. No bucks. Nice. So we go for the Nyx. And give that a quick pump. Okay, so do we actually go for combat? So this comes down, the Devotion to Blue is will be 1. So this will make this a 2, and they will be able to... Yeah, I think we do actually. Have you got a pump spell? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's nice. Okay, it doesn't matter. But what it does allow us to do, of course, is just Mystic Repeal the Envoy. So another land here would be really good. So no blocks for us. We're gonna take a little bit of a beating here. Okay, so we didn't get where we wanted to be, but that's fine. I think here Relentless Pursuit, try and dig for a forest. So we get the forest, and I think what we need to do is get the Typhon and the forest. Oppo won't suspect a thing that we play the forest now. And pass. Give it a little bit of a buff up. Pass again. Get rid of the envoy. Gets rid of the will. And we'll block. Okay. So here we go. Do we go in with the Kraken or do we go in with the... I think actually we play the Wardens because we're looking for something that will give us some life gain. And this will stop the Singer a little bit. But actually stopping the Glory Bearers is what we want to do here. Dreadful Apathy, okay. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. What should we do here? Should we force them to deal with it? I mean, no. I'm not going to attack him. It looks like that big mulligan was could be the downfall for us. Okay, so depending on what happens now, we can Itchy Fish the Singer. Okay, so we've got that. Do I attack in? I probably no attacks. And I'll play out the Hubris. End turn. They flash in another Singer. Okay. So Reflection, that was a decent choice. Glory Bearers. So ideally I need a land now. Ask and you shall receive. No attacks. So does our pro attack with everything? Probably. I can't really see what would get me out of this. Down to 1 life. Not really got much in the way of life gain. Okay. They just need to attack him with that. I'm gonna double block just on the off chance. Oh no, I'm gonna single block just on the off chance they want to try and humiliate me and cast something else. And this, it gives a little bit more information, but they don't. So it's just your typical blue-white aura, some flyers deck. Okay, that's fine. It's a real shame that we did have to mulligan so far down. But okay, Hubris, Chain to Memory, get rid of the Hidden Coves, Relentless Pursuit over perhaps the Petitioner to get us that little bit extra life. Okay, so not the best start, but let's keep that the momentum up, and hopefully we can have a slightly faster start this time. We did put up a fight, and that's one of the most important things, of course. definitely playing first. And not ideal, but you know, we keep. Oppo mulligans, but they're not going to mulligan down to 4, I assume. Maybe they're inspired after watching me last game. Okay, that's good. Play out the hubris. Okay, so here I'm fine to pass the turn. We do have a first for meaning. Okay, so Ripside Turtle. Not that it's most effective there. We are going to be flying quite a lot. The Gull. So let's do the first for meaning. Discard an enchantment. Do we? What do we discard if not? Okay, let's discard that. Pass. My turn. Okay. So that's a 3/2 flyer. If we're using Dreadful Apathy, maybe we want to tease that out of them. But then there is an argument for using all of your mana. Let's get the Chimera down. Let's see what happens. I'm not drastically happy to trade these off. I might not have to. Did they go for the drop? Heliod's Punishment. Okay. That's a huge call there. Okay. In which case, I think we're going to slow it down a little bit. Play the Wardens. Remember, we're after as much life gain as we can because they are going to come out as fast and hard. And I'm going to equip the Wardens just because I want to use a little bit more mana up. I can look like I'm holding up a Mystic Repeal. Obviously I'm not, but has Oppo got something else as well? Put a stop on their turn just to make sure that I can tap this. Okay, so they do have the Envoy. If they buff any of these up, I can just get rid of it with Itchy Fish. Or fight it next turn with the Brawler. Some things I've seen with Heliod's Punishment is that actually people forget to tap it. Sentinel's Eyes. Okay, Sentinel's Eyes isn't going to do anything at the minute. Pass to block. My turn. Okay, so here we could either go for Calliope. Actually, I think I just get a Brawler out. I think I. What do they have? What's in blue? Is it a Stern Dismissal? Really? I think they're gonna Stern, or it could be it's a Stern Dismissal. Mantle. Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, because the auras cost 1 less to cast, don't they? Interesting. Okay, no attacks for now then. End turn. Of course we can combat this by just putting the wings on the Brawler next turn. But that's fine. We'll let them pass the blockers. That's no, we're fine with that. Pass the damage. We are coming for them. My turn. Okay, so question now becomes, what's best for us to do? So we've already established that we possibly want to put this on there. Okay, so that's a... So we play this out. Gain that life. Cool. And then actually, we're possibly just gonna keep the itchy fish. Happy to trade these off. If we get the Binding of Titans, we can always bring it back, remember? Bleed their hand slowly. Doesn't tap as cool. Okay. So 3 other cards, wow. That's the blockers. I still don't think I do, you know. Next on tap step, okay. Yeah, go for it, whatever. My turn. What should we do here? What shall we do? I could play this and this will block it again. Gain 2 life. Pump it up. And yeah, actually, I think I get the other Chimera out. Pop a thing on their end step. Next. Do I have to trade it? Ah, no, not yet. Itchy Fish will do it though. Okay, so that's been played out extremely slowly. I've got Itchy Fish in hand, and Oppo can't do anything, and they are in trouble. Have you got anything, Oppo? Let's trade these 2 off for it. Maybe. Why not? Let's go for it. Nice, nice, okay. They're quite pesky, aren't they? So obviously that knocks Calliope down a little bit. But we tap that. Get rid of Heliod's punishment. And everything is back now. So what do? Do we take this off, pump it up? I think we do. So let's take this back. Beautiful. So we can play this down on the Brawler. So I'm getting all that. Play the Herald. Beautiful again. You know, tap, tap, tap. And then move. So now it's almost as if we want to try and get them into trading off the Chimera for the goal. I mean, they'll be losing a lot, but they would get this back. Maybe I don't, actually. Maybe I don't. I guess I could go in with... No, because it still wouldn't... No, it's still not good enough at the minute. Let's hold back. There's no rush. Oppo can't play this out again. Let's see what this card is. They've got 25 cards. I've got 23. I'm feeling quite hopeful. I've still got the Itchy Fish. I'm just waiting for the perfect time to use it. It would be great if I could start getting a Tropia down. Okay, so remember Oppo's got 2 Singers. So what do I want to return? Maybe I return the Hydra's Growth. Mystic Repeal. Wow, here we go then. Okay, so we play this on the Chimera. So this gets pumped. Do I just want to bring this down? I don't know. 5, 4, 4, 4. Itchy Fish would really kind of put them in a little bit of a stump there, wouldn't it? I think that's what we do actually. Let's go for that. Also, axe to buff this up. Okay, so going to Calliope. I think we do Calliope there, yeah. Nice. And so we go in with absolutely those guys. So what have they got here? Have they got... Okay. They would have had that anyway, right? So it's weird that they didn't play it on the Chimera, in all honesty. Next for damage. Okay. So here I'm not going to put this on anything. I've got enough support in the air. Pegasus, okay. Nice. Pass. Are they going to actually do anything? I don't think so. My turn. I think again I go for the Hydra's Blessing. Remember, we're getting 2 counters a turn now. Do I play this out? And no, I probably don't, do I? Let me see. So this will block that, which is great. This will pump this up to a 4. Hydra's Grove. So this will make it. They can just trade with any 2 of those really. So I think just on the odd chance that they kind of double block or something like that. Boom, boom. Should I actually put this on here like this? Because that might make it more enticing. Actually, no, I'll just hold them back. Oh, although, so this is enough there, and here they'll need to no, because they could just double. They'd have to triple block. Okay. Yeah, let's not dither around. Let's just attack him like this. So Oppo's still not got enough. We'll need to trade one of these to cast this turn, possibly on the Nexus Wardens and then sweep in. But I am getting so much from this Hydra's Grove here. Okay, so here I can cast it as a 2/2. Could take these out here. What do we reckon? Take out 2 of their flyers? I mean, it's not. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Yeah. They can only do that once, right? Is all I'm saying. So here we pop this on this, and we end the turn. Lots of counters being distributed. Another Pegasus. Pass. My turn. Take the Hydra's Grove. Already pumps it up there. Okay, so the Forerunner is nice. It means that they have to do some serious blocking. I think I actually play the Forerunner. Or do I block up there like that? No, let's block this like this. So they can play this. It's not an instant. Gain 2 life. Give it a counter. And yeah, go in. I think that's pretty much fine there. Let's give it. It does give it trample though. That was a mistake. That was a mistake by me there. Okay, nice. So I've got this Mystic Repeal in hand, but remember that. So they could play Sleep of the Dead. No, they conceded. So now this really does go down to the wire. There's nothing that our opponent had in their hands there, which actually makes me worried. They've got lots of little enchantments, and we do need to be wary of that. But I think what we were doing was excellent, and yeah, I'm more than happy to run this deck back out. The Shimmering Chimera, it worked so well with the Hydra's growth because we were essentially putting 2 counters on everything each turn, because the counters went onto the creature before we took it back into our hands. So that's important to remember there. And here we go. So just to close out the draft, it's the last game. How long have we been drafting for? So we've been recording for 2:51, so 3 hours this draft. Okay. Let's see what I've got. Hopefully it's going to be a keepable hand. It's always encouraging to see that. Renopo goes first. We have got a couple of chances to draw into it, haven't we? But it's not ideal. It's not ideal at all. Okay. I say we keep. We only need 1 blue to draw into the Eutropia, and then we are gas. Time will tell if it's a bad keep or not. Okay, so we've got the Nyx Herald online. Oppo's down with the Envoy already. Stern Dismissal. Okay, so anything that they start to build up here, we can start to get rid of. Let's have a look. Second Envoy. Pegasus. Wow. So now we're in trouble. We managed to hit every single forest, so it would have been better to keep the Colossus over. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen here. I mean, we're going in with Trample every turn. But I think we've lost it, everyone. Sadly so. I don't think there's a way back. And that's a real shame. We've... Nice. GG. Okay, everyone, and it looks like that is the draft. We'll obviously give OP the respect and let them go in and get the win. Might also be good to see if they have anything else to play, but no, they're not going to show us. So yeah, so that was very unfortunate. And you know what? Sometimes that's how the cards are drawn. If we'd had drawn all islands instead of all forests. We would have been well in there. We would have activated Utopia. We would have got the Triton Wave Rider down to help block in the air as and when. The Itchy Fish, you know, to kind of stop things, and the Stern Dismissals just to set Oppo back, especially when they got that Pegasus down. But all in all, very happy with the way in which the deck performed. We had enough removal, we had enough enchantments, we got these big creatures, you know, just to finish out the games. But the two kind of kings of this deck, really, or queens, Utopia and the Shimmering Chimera, especially in the game before last, when we were just rotating it with the Hydra's Growth, getting 2 counters per turn. Oftentimes we had our creatures flying all over the place, and it was just really, really powerful. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and you can catch us on Our Gaming. Make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below, and always make sure to try and catch us on Twitch. So that's Ardeen on Twitch. Thank you very much, and I hope you really enjoyed the draft. I'll catch you later.